Hi everybody, my name is Mrs. Lewis and I'm here with Rage Robotics. We are so excited to share some info with you about our robotics team and show you some great STEM activities that you can try at home. Rage Robotics is the high school robotics team here in Holland. No, we aren't angry. Rage is an abbreviation for robotics and gadget engineering. So I'm a mentor and one of the team leaders for Rage. In my real job, I am a civil engineer working in bridge inspection. I spend my days evaluating different structures, making sure that they can actually carry the cars and trucks that they were designed for. When I was your age, though, I didn't really know that this job existed. I knew that I liked math, I knew I liked science, and I loved solving puzzles. So when I went off to college, I started out as a math major, but quickly realized I wanted to be able to apply my skills to something more practical. I also realized that I really enjoyed being outside and wanted to see if I could find a career that would let me spend some of my days, at least, exploring the outdoors. So on a whim, I took a civil engineering course and found what I was looking for. More than 20 years later, I'm still doing something that I love. So now you're wondering how I found Rage and what this has to do with civil engineering. 6 years ago, my oldest son, Tim, joined Rage Robotics, and I immediately found my after-work passion. There's always new puzzles to solve. Instead of bridges, as a team, we get to use computer science, mechanical design, electronics, and pneumatics to create a working robot that we compete with. We also have a graphic design group, a scouting group that develops our own app each year, and a build team that takes all of our design concepts and creates the robot. It's amazing to see all of these groups work together, join forces, and create a competition robot each year. I'm going to pass this on to some students who are here to tell you all about their experiences on team and what they've learned. Lastly, we have some pretty awesome STEM activities that you can try at home.
Hi, my name is Danny. I'm a senior at Holland High School, and I've been on the Rage Robotics team for 4 years. I'm a 4-year member of the programming subgroup. Our job is to help the driver talk to the robot so it knows what actions to take while it's on the field. Over my time with the subgroup, I've had the opportunity to program everything from joysticks and drivetrains to LED arrays and camera systems. This past season, I had the opportunity to focus on autonomous programming, which is when the robot is driven by code rather than a driver. For the last 2 seasons, I've also been able to be a member of the team's pit crew. We're like a mini team that works on the robot at the competitions. We help to fix any damage that arises from the competition or help to modify the robot to meet the driver's evolving needs. I've also been able to work with the drive team as a technician. This means that I help to fix the robot if anything goes wrong on the field or to help with anything that goes wrong while setting up. Being a member of Rage Robotics has also presented me with many unique volunteer and outreach opportunities. Over the last 2 seasons, I've had the ability to mentor an FLL team, which is the middle school version of robotics. I also have participated in our FLL tournament that we host as a judge, referee, and last year as head referee. Programming with Rage has taught me a lot, not only about coding, but also about what I want to do for a career. Prior to joining the team, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but now I know I have a passion for coding. I really enjoyed everything I learned with the team and decided that I wanted to learn more. In the fall, I will be attending Sacred Heart University as a cybersecurity major.
For this activity, we are going to use the website w3schools.com to learn a little bit about HTML coding. So once you get to the website, this is what the home page looks like. You're going to click Learn HTML, and then here there's a ton of examples if you want to learn more. But for this, we're going to use the color picker, which is over here on the sidebar. It looks like this when you open up, and it has a ton of information about all the different colors you can use. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open Notepad, and then once we open Notepad, we have to set it up so that way we can type an HTML document. So the first thing you're going to do is define what kind of doc type it is. So how you do that is an exclamation point and then doc type in all caps and HTML inside of the brackets. Then we're going to say that it's an HTML document, and we are going to be typing in the body of the document. We also need to close everything that we've opened. So we need to close the body because that was the last thing we opened. And then we need to close the HTML code. Now we're going to create a heading and some text. So how you create a heading is you do an open bracket and then an H1. And then our heading is going to be Learning HTML. And then we have to close the heading. Then we're going to put in some paragraph text. So you're going to open the bracket and put P for paragraph, and then I'm going to type My name is Danny. And then I have to close it. Now we need to save our document so we can open it. So we do that by going to File, Save As, and then you need to change the drop down from text document to all files. And then you're gonna add a .html or HTM, it means the same thing. And you're gonna hit save. Then you can go to the file where you just saved it and double click on it to open. And we just created this. So now we can go add more to it. Now let's add in the link for the color picker. How we do that is we open the bracket and then we type a href equals quote, and then you can go back to the web browser, copy the link, go back to Notepad, paste the link, close the quote and close the bracket, and then I'm going to call the link color picker. And then you have to close the A. So now when we do file, save, and we come back to our website, if we hit refresh, color picker will show up. And when you click on it, it'll bring you to the color picker. Now we're going to use HTML to make headings that are the color of first our house and then our shirt. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a second heading. I'm going to make this the second heading size, so H2. Then I'm going to say style equals, I'm going to add a quote, and I'm going to do color, colon, and then my house is blue, so I'm going to write blue. And then I'm going to do a semicolon, close the quotes, and close the bracket. Then I'm going to say this is the color of my house. And then we have to close H2. Now when I do file, save, come to my website and refresh it, it added, this is the color of my house in the color of my house. Now we're gonna try and match the color of our shirt using the color picker. So similarly to how we did the house, we're gonna do I'm gonna make it size 3 just to mix it up. Style equals, quote, color, colon, and then I'm gonna come to my color picker, and I'm wearing a purple shirt. It's probably similar to this color, although I'd say it really probably looks like this one. So I'm gonna copy that number, come back to my notepad, paste it in, add a semicolon, add a quote, and close the bracket. This is the color of my shirt. Now I have to close it, and then I will do file, save, come back to my website, and refresh it.
Thanks, Danny. That's pretty cool. I'll have to try out your challenge too. Hi, my name is Kat, and I'm a junior on the electrical subgroup. I've been part of RAGE for 3 years now, and have definitely learned a lot. From how to properly solder wires, to even operating a trebuchet. I joined RAGE because, well, robots are cool, and that's true now more than ever. Now that you learned a little bit about programming, let's move on to another approach for telling robots what to do: machine learning. Machine learning is a type of artificial intelligence, but we're not going to be making Terminator today. We're going to use Google's free online service, Teachable Machine, to train an AI to tell the difference between an apple and a banana. You can follow along at home using the link in the resources page, and if you don't have an apple or a banana, any objects will do, but you'll see why I chose these two in a second. First, you need to gather the data you're going to use to train the AI. Collecting data is an essential part of machine learning. If you've ever used a service like Spotify, you're probably familiar with this. It uses songs that you and users like you listen to recommend songs it thinks you're going to like. Adding data to Teachable Machine is really easy. Change the name of Class 1 to Apple and click Use Webcam to take about 50 different pictures of your apple. For Class 2, do the same with the banana. Now you're ready to train the machine. Or rather, it's ready to train itself. Essentially, it looks at all the pictures of what you told it was an apple and all the pictures of what you told it was a banana and looks for patterns to identify the differences in the images. Then it quizzes itself with the same image to see if its identification matches the one you defined. This process is repeated until it's confident it can tell the difference between apples and bananas. Now, it's time to put it to the test. Show it a picture of your apple. The display on the right will show you both what the machine sees and what it's thinking. First, I showed it an apple, and with 100% confidence, it was like, that is an apple. Next, I showed it a banana, and it was like, that's a banana if I've ever seen one. Don't worry, that's not the end of the experiment. That would be pretty boring. No, we built this little machine so that we could break it. So that means it's time for the next step. Lemons. What do you think will happen when we show the computer a lemon? An app banana? Yeah, that makes sense. Keep in mind that the machine determines what the image contains using patterns it found in its training data. We only trained it on apples and bananas, so it's only going to know how to pick between those two. A lemon is the same rough size and shape of an apple, but it's the same color as a banana, so the machine gets really confused. So what happens when we show it other things? This toy Wally is about 95% banana. But Wally isn't a fruit, so why does it think he's a banana? It's for the same reasoning as the lemon. Wally has similar patterns to what the machine learned means it's a banana, mostly the color yellow. It doesn't matter that Wally's not a fruit, because the computer doesn't know what a fruit is. In fact, it doesn't really even know what an apple or a banana is. It just knows to look for patterns and either shout apple or banana, depending on what patterns it finds. This is pretty cool and all, but what does it have to do with robotics? Well, when designing, building, and programming a robot, you have to really consider what you want the robot to do. You can make a robot that's really, really good at sorting between apples and bananas, but if you also need to sort lemons, then you're kind of out of luck. Machines are only as smart as we make them, so we have to consider everything it might encounter and what it might have to do, because it's not going to know if we don't tell it.
Wow, thanks, Kat. Your teachable machine looks really cool. Hi, I'm Bethany, and I'm a junior at Talent High. This is my third year as part of Rage Robotics. I joined Rage because I wanted to design, build, and create something awesome. A robot certainly falls into that category. However, robotics is much more than the robots. It's all about the teamwork, problem solving, and many more life skills. As a part of the Drive team, I get to work with and strategize with all the other teams at our competitions. When we traveled to Worlds last year, this meant I got to meet people from all over the globe. I've been part of the CAD group for all 3 of my years on Rage. On the CAD group, we get to design and create this 3D rendering of our robot. Having the 3D model allows us to work out the problems before we build the whole robot in reality. We have to accurately model each and every part of the robot to make sure the moving parts can move freely without interfering with other parts of the robot. Pretty cool, right? Having a complete 3D computer model of our robot helps the build team fabricate and put together all parts of our robot. Our 3D model has another purpose too. If we already have the 3D files, it's very easy to 3D print all the parts that make up our robot. This allows me to 3D print 1/4 scale models of our robots. These are really cool and can be used to promote our team. Now it's your turn. You are going to design something awesome. Open the Design Process PDF in the reference file you were given. Here you will see a list of randomly generated things you can choose to design. You are welcome to pick one of these things, or you can design something else of your choosing. Be creative. Also, you will find the steps of the design process to help you in your design endeavors. Good luck, be creative, and have fun.
Hey everyone, my name's Abby Lewis and I'm a senior member on the Rage Robotics team. In 8th grade, I joined the electrical subgroup and I've been on it for the past 5 years. Throughout the years, Rage has helped me learn so much about electrical work and all things STEM, but one of my favorite parts is what we do outside of the classroom. We mentor FLL teams at Tallinn Middle School and host a tournament at the end of the year. We also participate in the Memorial Day Parade, and my personal favorite is pumpkin chucking in the fall.
3, 2, 1, fire!
This is pumpkin chucking. Every fall, Rage Robotics sets up our booth at Foster Family Farm to destroy pumpkins in the most fun way possible, with the trebuchet. The counterweight weighs over 500 pounds. If you haven't already, you should check out the resources document to find links for each project and even some pretty cool extras. If you want to experiment with the virtual trebuchet, you can follow the link to simulate one in your browser. If you're feeling crafty, you can also find guides for building your own trebuchet or catapult.
Hi everyone, it's Mrs. B. I hope you've enjoyed the STEM program that our girls have put together for you. Many of you know me as a substitute teacher at the middle school, but I also have an engineering background, which is why I always say that math and science are my favorite subjects. I've been involved with Rage Robotics as a parent for 5 years, but I've also been a mentor on the Chairman's Award subgroup for the past 3, along with some other amazing mentors. We'd like to leave you with a video that our students have created that highlights the many activities we do each season. Thank you.
Rage has been recharging every part of the community it touches for more than 25 years now. We exhibit gracious professionalism and bring our spirit everywhere we go.
All Rage members enjoy working with amazing mentors. Students learn the ins and outs of not only building a robot, but what it means to work as a team, and we have a great time doing it.
We have maintained a strong relationship with our longtime sponsors, and we have reached out to many local businesses for their support.
Rage conducts various first outreach activities and is widely recognized in the community for its contributions to many annual events, like the Memorial Day Parade.
We also teamed up with the Graceland International School in Nigeria by donating school supplies and books.
A longtime team favorite fundraising event is pumpkin chucking. Team members old and new come together for team building, and people return year after year to send pumpkins flying from our trebuchet.
Rage has run the East of the River FLL tournament for over 16 years, and we started 3 new teams in our town. Many Rage students mentor FLL teams, and all Rage students are involved in the FLL competition.
The training every member receives from the first experience allows for personal improvement and empowers students to boost their problem-solving skills and confidence. The input of every member is reciprocated in the form of lifelong friendships and skills. Rage's ability to recharge and energize its members speaks to its infinite possibilities.